Alright, losers. It's time for Smite meta update. As per usual, we're starting with the Hunters, then moving all the way to Soul Lane, and not much has changed. This role is very dependent on the build that is currently viable in the role. Therefore, in Ranked, you're going to see the same top Hunters picked and banned. As per last week, Cupid, Chernabog, Charybdis, Heimdall, and Ho Yi are at the top again. All very powerful picks. Cernunnos after his buffs feels pretty strong. I don't think he's like 100% broken, but you could definitely run him now, and he feels good. I don't know the matchup into everything. I'm sure his matchup into Cupid is bad, but every other hunter he has a fine time with. I've also seen Ishtar, but I've seen more Ishtar in another role as opposed to in ADC, so I'll talk about that later, but yeah. Those are your hunters, really. That's the only thing that's changed is really the Cernunnos. In terms of supports, a lot of the same stuff, but there's a bit of change. Cabrakan, Bach, well, Yamoja and Kepri are still the top. No debate. Still insane. Now, as for the rest of the list, Terra, Ganesha, Ymir, Bacchus, Cabrakan, all feel really... Sylvanas, Kumba, all feel pretty good right now. Atlas is another one. They all feel pretty good right now. You can get away with a lot. Manicore Spikes is really, really good, and all of those characters use it well. And a character like Horus uses it very well. Horus or Shiva both use it very, very well. And you can kind of just run up to somebody and just beat the hell out of them with your Manticore Spike procs if you play it correctly, and just destroy them. This can also be done with somebody like Serket or Naja, if you can hit your shit. In terms of mids, I'm going to talk about the hunter mids first and then kind of move away from it. Chiron, AMC, Uller, kind of your main hunter mids as per usual. And then I'll talk about the other mids as well. Set, Susano, Robin, Tsukiyomi, all feel pretty decent in mid right now. You can abuse, and Kleena, that you can abuse the pressure really, really well that an assassin gives you. Early assassin damage, being able to farm up your transcendence early. Not have to worry about jungle clear or ganking, just farming, putting pressure on their mid laner, trying to get an early solo kill. You can do that pretty easily right now with a lot of the mages. Talking about the mages, again, Eset, Hades, oh God, that's so weird to say. Eset, Hades, Baba Yaga, Merlin, all feel really good right now. I've seen, and Yu Huang still is really, really good. I think this character is better than a lot of people are giving him credit for, and a lot of people think he's good, like very good. This character is powerful and can run games by himself. You should definitely look to pick him up if you haven't already. He is nuts. Once you get that ultimate down, you just feel great. Other than that, though, a lot of something I forgot to mention, Eset's still viable in support, so is Nox. Nothing's going to change, really, with that until they nerf, like, Lono's Mask or nerf their kits. Somebody I have seen a bit more of as of late, strangely enough, has been... Where is he? Oh, Thoth. It's not strange. I say strangely enough. I was thinking of somebody else, but Thoth is back because Flat Pen is buffed. Thoth with Flat Pen do big numbers. That's really it. He does insane. All Thoth has really is damage and artillery range, right? When he could do that, and he could do it early on, he feels really, really oppressive, and it feels really, really good. A lot of assassins, a lot of junglers, a lot of soul laners dive him really easily, especially someone like Guan Yu, who's very prominent right now, but he still feels pretty good. What I was talking about with Surprise was I've been seeing quite a lot of Zeus again. The flat pen changes feel really good with him, though I would stray away from him if you're not as comfortable on mages without escapes. But he does a ton of damage, and if you're comfortable with a character like Zeus, you could definitely get away with it. Now, moving on to the jungle. I will say again, there's kind of two builds that are coming out in jungle right now. It's like the full damage, like Lancelot, Hunbat, Susano, Kleena, Nemesis, Pele, and just explode people. Or there's the more Serket, Ratatosker. Robin is another one that can do it, but Robin, Gilgamesh, though I haven't seen too much of him. Those characters using Manticore Spike builds and doing a ton of damage that way and building very tanky. Those characters, Serket is kind of like the most big abuser of it, but characters like Ratatosker, Fenrir can even do it, although Fenrir's a little weaker at it. You can't do it with Lance, though you should just be going a full damage build in the jungle. It feels really good. And you can, there's kind of those two main builds. One that focuses around Transcendence and going more damage, and another one that focuses on being tanky and using Manticore Spikes. In solo lane, Guan Yu's still pretty good. There's really nothing to say that I haven't said already. Fabless Hoops is good. Sovereignty just got nerfed, which makes him building Breastplate even more viable and even better. Feels really good. Glad Shield feels really good on him. The character does a lot of damage, is super good late game, pretty good early game, and his mid game's really good too. His character is just strong. If you're a soul laner and you're not playing Guan Yu, get a couple games in on him. He's not too hard to figure out, and you can start dominating with him. Tyr is still strong, though Guan Yu is his worst matchup. Tyr is still very strong. He does the same thing he has been doing. He lives forever, he runs around in circles, and he CCs the hell out of people. Cucullin and King Arthur both kind of fell a little bit off because of the sovereignty nerfs, but they're still very powerful. Shiva's the same case. Osiris, the same case. I will mention Mulan here. Mulan just got another buff for no reason. The character was fine. And the buffs that she got didn't address anything that was wrong with the character or the weaknesses that the character, like the striking weaknesses the character has. Soul Eater's still really strong. Mulan's really good with Soul Eater. Blah, blah, blah. It's annoying. Mulan is annoying. She's a very aggressive pick. She can get away with a lot of stuff that a lot of other warriors can't. Talk about the Guardians. Or actually, let me go quickly to this tab. Hades is going to do what Hades does. Lane pressure, clear, high damage, explodes people late game. Or if you build him with a more tanky, tanky build, he lives forever. That's really it. Yeah. Anyway, Guardians, Cabrakan, Atlas. Feel really good right now. Cerberus isn't bad, but I would kind of stray away from him. There's been a cheese Sylvanas build that's been going around, like I said last time. It's this build. You kind of just try to poke the enemy soul laner, get an early kill at 5, and then abuse your lead from there. Hades is a very similar principle with the lane pressure thing, although he doesn't do the exact same thing. But like I said before, Guan Yu, Tyr, Shiva, King Arthur, Cucullin, Osiris, Mulan. And if you're going to look in the Assassin tab, Lancelot is still really, really strong. Character's still busted. Character's nuts. If you aren't playing him already and he's not banned, you need to start playing him. Kalina feels okay. Ratatosker feels pretty decent. Robin still feels really good. Tsukiyomi feels okay. Set and Susanoo feel okay. There's a lot of stuff you can play right now in solo lane. It's just really matchup dependent. Because Guan Yu kind of just shits on everything. I feel like the Hades matchup hasn't been as bad as people made it out to be. Yes, you could get silenced out of your 3, but early on in the game, like, you don't care about that, and you could just shove the Hades under tower, and then you can walk to the back of his wave, and if he doesn't group it properly, or if you have Bluestone, you dash through him, save your ult, obviously, to run away, and you group the wave up, you kind of mess up his clear. You kind of have to play it a bit more. It's a more difficult matchup to play, but once you get it down mechanically, you can get away with it. Yeah, that's it. Peace.